Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nurfalah bin Muhammad NIZAFAR. I am from Group J48M1104G and my student ID is 20192047 and 36. In this video, I would like to share with you about the flow process to make plastic garbage bags. So in this slide, I have shown you 6 process that you have to done to make the plastic garbage bag. The first one is combine, the second one is extrusion, the third one is rolls, the fourth one is cutting, the second last is color, and the last one is seal one side. The raw material that will be used is granular. So the granular will face or will go through some process to be polyethylene. So the plastic will be used low density polyethylene. The first step to make plastic garbage bag is combine. You have to combine the linear polyethylene with the low density polyethylene in the mixture. Then the granular will be homogeneous material. The second one is extrusion. The granular will be flow into the extruder and it will be melt on high temperature, which is between 365 degrees Celsius and 485 degrees Celsius. So the when it melt, it will go down and will be like a tube shape. After the mixture gradually cool down, it will be in the roller, which is it will be flattened up and roll, because we want to make it a polyethylene film so that it will be easy to work. The next one is cutting. The polyethylene film will be cut into the width that we require. The next one is color. So the ink, it will be put on the roller so that it will be rolled with the polyethylene film and it will change the color of the plastic. So the last process is it will be seal one side, because if we seal both sides, then we cannot open it. So it just seal on one side and it will cut into the pieces and the size so that you can pack it and sell it. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is IQBAL bin YUSLAN, and next I will tell you about advantages and disadvantages of this process. First, for the advantages, the cost for each part is low, so it will become more advantageous for the factory to produce more plastic bag. And next is high production volumes. It means that the production volumes in like the per time it will become high, so that it will produce more and they can sell more in the plastic bag factory. And the third is many types of raw materials can be used. Such for these plastic bags, we use polyethylene. So there are many types of raw materials other than that to be used to make from this process. And next is good surface finish. After we have done the extrusion process, the surface finish of the product will become good. And lastly is good mechanical properties obtained in cold extrusion. There are two types of extrusion in extrusion process. It is hot and cold. So for the cold extrusion, it can become good mechanical properties for the product. And next is disadvantages. For disadvantages, the first is high initial cost setup. The cost setup of maintenance for this extrusion process are high, so it will need more money for us to set up this process. And the second is high compressive force required. We need more force to make this product, because this product is so hard if we use such a small force. And the third is heavier and powerful equipment needed. If we want to make high force required, if we want to have the high force, we need heavier and powerful equipment so that it will make the force required. And next is product limitation. This process does not can make any product. It just have limit for the product they can make. So that is for the disadvantages. So thank you.
Firstly is overheating. Overheating may limit the rate if the type of cooling is limited, or it may produce gradations or make dimensionless control and sizing difficult. In such a case, stop all the barrels heat except in the rear zones as needed for bites, which is input controls, and cool the barrel if necessary. In a few cases, more barrels heat will yield a cooler melt. There is a temperature below which the melt will not go at a given screw speed, even if all the barrel heaters are turned off. Okay, next, the defect is melt toughness or melt fracture. In the extrusions of polymer melts, below certain shear rates, the emerging extrudates have smooth surface. As the rates increase, small amplitude predict distortions appears on the surface, which is a short skin melts. As stress increase further, the extrudates become severely distorted, which is a gross melt fracture. Okay, for the plastic bag, which have a material of polystyrene, the extrudates may form a spiral. So to avoid the defects, firstly is lower the shear rates, streamlining the die, slowing the extruder rates, reducing the melt viscosity, and also the increasing the die temperature. And lastly is blowing sleeves. This often sets the upper limit for output. The screw cannot be run any faster because the material is coming out with an epicel's surface, which strips parabolic ridges and perhaps particle of undispersed additive. Okay, for the high pressure is good for a missings. A valve will do this, or gear pump pressure control that can serve as a valve. Cooler dies increase the resistance, thus raise the pressure in the system. Finish ring will raise the pressure, but as they keep closing, pressure is inconsistent. To avoid the defects, exact additions of percentage of missings resin materials, and then checks for foreign materials, and lastly increase RPM back pressure for better mixings. That's all for me. Thank you.